We are recording. Okay, we're looking at the membership call to action. And for feedback from Steve and Rich, who I also call Steve most of the time.
That was Pete yesterday.
Yeah, yes, that's right. Yeah, I couldn't hear too well.
Oh yeah,
You were on the phone.
I was on a phone in a gas station, so that made it difficult.
Yeah, but it sure sounded like Pete.
Yeah.
To me, I don't know. So I list everybody who's volunteered for the committee here. I just want to, make it clear that this is not something from the cooperative, right? And maybe I should put in the ad hoc interim governance working group.
Well, actually, when you say this is not something from the cooperative, maybe that should be spelled out a little bit more clearly that this is not a R-chain cooperative,
Yeah.
but this is a collab effort.
An official communication from the cooperative. Okay. So getting money, I thought, was the most important thing. And maybe I should put here as a second thing, finding strategic partners. And I could put a little bit of detail into that. If there are organizations in your...
If you want me to scribe or type, I'll be happy to.
Yeah, everybody types. This is a collaborative document.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I can't. I can't delete. Yeah.
Well, you did it. That's a suggestion. You're learning how to suggest.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
If there are organizations in your contacts that could benefit from steps on the R-chain platform, please help make connections. And we'll put a we'll put a team here. And we'll put team here. Maybe I should say support team. Okay, and no, my goal is to get on all the things we're doing to get at least 2 names
Right.
from the resources that we have of people that are facilitators. And guides and scribes. Finding strategic partners. Okay, getting money, I guess, is the big thing we want, is the main thing we need to do to continue. In addition to mobilizing the membership. I mean, if we could really mobilize the membership, we wouldn't need any money, right?
Dan Conley wrote back. He says, I think I already told you about ERTP. Is anybody there who hasn't seen it?
Okay, if there's nothing new.
Yeah.
And none of the other guys have come on.
Right.
So.
Okay, so we'll press on with what we're working on, and Dan can meet up with us at another time. So I'll write back.
Okay, the committee work with establishment protocols, the charters, facilitated guide, and scribe reporting responsibilities, recruiting members to fill necessary positions. At least 2 participants for every activity. Governance committee, nominations committee, and we need details for all of the stuff. I don't know if you can fill some of the stuff in, Rich. Working groups, members, app developers, our chain improvement process, marketing, communications. Daryl is there, I know it. Please help fill in names where there are anything. Then we have the community run services management, okay, which to be controlled by consent among a team of delegates from 2 or more stakeholder groups. Okay, these are services run by the community, not by the co-op. They're independent of the co-op in that sense. And that includes the community calendar, the Google group, the CoLab, rollang.org, and member introductions. Hey, Gary, have you checked out the call for action?
I saw it in there. I haven't looked at it yet, but I will.
I think I put your name somewhere. Yeah, I put your name. App developers. No, of course, Steve is on here, right? I'll let you add yourself, Steve.
Oh, so let's see here. Okay, member rock sales process. Go on, so say opportunity.
Okay.
Okay.
And then I'll go back up here, and I just accept your changes.
Okay.
Okay, and then if I have your Gmail, I can add you to the share. You can add it directly. Why don't you guys put your Google address into the chat so I can make you editors for the document?
Okay.
So Gary, do you object to me having put you in on app developers?
No, thank you. That's probably a good idea.
What are you thinking, Nick?
Am I Nick today?
Oh yeah, Rich.
Just be that. I'm the guy in the black T-shirt.
You.
Yeah. Well, just now I was trying to navigate to get back to the chat to meet the request to put my email somewhere, and I'm looking at this, and honestly, I'm kind of I want to kind of. I don't know if I can write in this context, so I was kind of thinking the framework really is. So I had some ideas I was trying to put together as like something I'd compose and drop in about context, and because it's just the nature. It's the nature of the co-op that it be that that it is the community that runs it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that there's a good chance that, community can bring in the funds and so forth.
Have you looked at this Google document collaboration protocol?
I think I glanced at it. I understand it as a method of writing composition.
It's a method of cooperating, okay? And
Yeah.
the thing is, you have to have norms if you're going to cooperate effectively. If you're all following the same rules, so to speak,
Right.
everything is smooth. Everybody knows what to expect. I don't know how good the document is, but I've been asked to write it for quite some time for Big Life, actually.
Mm. Yeah, I glanced at it, and it all seemed. I guess I didn't take it to heart.
Yeah, well, the first page is like descriptive, and then it goes down to specifically what to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
What the heck?
It's good guidance.
Oh. So, my back is acting up. I'll be in the New York area the next 2.5 weeks. So I'll be kind of scarce.
Mm.
Are you going away, Rich?
I'm not planning to. I've got the call out for. I'd like to get funded so I can be here as much as I can. I'm interested in building a node right now.
You have some sponsorship coming, right? We have to take care of that.
Yeah, we could take care of it later, but we haven't firmed that up. So.
All right.
But I'm planning to be around.
You want me to? Did you find the chat?
Oh, sorry. Let's go back to Zoom.
Control-C. So I purposely put people in suggest mode in this document because it's usually better if you see a suggestion. If you see, now I already, okay, so here's a suggestion from Steve, right? So if Gary or Rich, you think you agree with it, that's two people. That's a collective intelligence. So you hit the check mark and accept it.
Mhm.
Somebody?
Yeah, I'm trying to get back to it.
Oh, you may have to reload the document to get edit permissions. I'm sure you are added, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in suggest.
Okay, now when you're in the document, okay, if you have this outline open, you can't see the comments too well. I mean, they're kind of off the screen. Where are they? I don't see any comments. Okay, you can always hit the comments up here to see the
Oh, I
history.
see. Okay. Okay, I see what I did. I need to give you a different email. I've got two different emails, so let me put it in the chat, the one I'm using
Oops.
now.
But if you close this menu outline on the side, then you can maybe, and I move it over a little bit so I can see, maximize the comment area.
Jim, I just put the email I'm using in this session in there.
I'm sorry?
Maybe you could add the email I just put into the chat, and then I can participate in a suggestion.
Can I put it in?
I've got two different emails that I use, so I put the wrong one
On
in.
Google.
Yeah, on Google.
Google accounts. Okay. Share.
There you go. Thank you.
Okay. So anybody, now you can add anybody you want as an editor to this document as well, Rich.
Right.
Okay, and up in this corner here, see the pencil? That means
Yes.
editing mode.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Yeah, now I'm in editing mode.
Okay, you can change this to suggesting to get a second opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can put in here a suggestion.
No, I get it. And then, so a suggestion automatically gets edited when a second person comes in, or someone has to be in editing mode?
Okay, that's my suggestion that we put in
Right.
our chain rules. Okay, so I mean, that's kind of silly, Rich. Don't reject that suggestion. Or make a comment. You can make a comment. That sucks. And then,
Yeah.
and then Gary.
It's funny, because even now I don't get the check mark that you guys, that I saw.
Reload the page.
Oh, I see. Okay. Oh, there it is. Okay, cool.
Okay, and this is where we have changes.
Right.
Okay, so we can have discussion on the page. You can say why you're rejecting it and then reject it.
Right. Okay, cool.
Okay, or just have a discussion and then um, when the discussion has played out, if nobody has anything else to say about it, then accept or reject it. Right? Now, when you click on comments here, you see this notifications. Okay, and you probably get all notifications. It's probably good.
Mm.
But if you're not an editor of the document, the default is only yours. You might want to check all. But this is a very powerful collaboration tool if we use it properly. And it's much better to type right in the document than it is to try to impose something offhand, offline, because you can get comments on it while you're working on it. I guess the people aren't comfortable with that, but for real-time collaboration, we get the most serendipity if we all work on this. We're all on the same page.
Ha! Touche.
And then it's good to talk out loud while we're doing this. Whatever you're thinking or doing, you just talk out loud. That's another collective intelligence best practice. So the working groups, member relations, adaptive developers, the arching improvement process, marketing, communications, and then the community web services. I don't know if I've left out anything here. I'd like to show you what we're doing with Dig Life here. I don't know if you've seen this before, but we have these definitions of roles here. Okay, and then we define the activities of the roles. And then we have the capacity needed. We need 25%, 5% of a person in Dig Life towards community, co-op directors, community engagement and reporting. I think that's kind of low myself. Oh. Okay, and then we have the capacity filled, that we have people actually in that role. And then we have participants in the roles. And then we have the hours per week that they're going to commit to that role. And then the sheet calculates the capacity filled for each of them. Capacity funded. I don't believe it because I guess we're actually planning to fund the system administrator role. We don't have much money in Good Life. and then the budget dollars per month, and then comments. And I was thinking of employing something like this. Once we are at a point where we can define the roles that we need and the capacity we need in those roles. Thoughts, Rich? Anybody, Steve?
Yeah, I'm just kind of following along. I'm not sure. So what's the, the revenue here is donations. Is that right? To DigiLife or grants?
No, it's member dues.
Okay, I see. And then allocated to these different functions.
Right. And most functions don't have a budget. And yeah, be looking for sponsorship. I mean, we're trying to get economies of scales by providing services to other organizations as well. Collaboration as a service or cooperation as a service.
Right.
Which is pretty awesome stuff. Okay.
I mean, for just where we're, I feel a bit awkward because it's not my meeting. I came to kind of just drift in and catch up with the culture as it goes. And I understand we've got these documents. I think, so I guess I'm kind of caught between, for example, whether governance is the point of the spear, because it really was just from my concern, it really was a kind of a setback to understand from Ian that there was no governance charter approved. Now, I don't think that's particularly an obstacle, but it kind of means that that we need to get that charter right. So I think that could be effective to just go through that and make sure that that's ready to send as soon as possible. I mean, we can put that off to the governance meeting.
Yeah, well, I think it's, I think it's, it's certainly ready to get feedback on. I mean, I might take things like the call to action and, reference them in the charter.
Mm.
And, fill this in as we go so they can see how the organization is.
Okay, well, I'll start making some suggestions in the call to action. Let's see here. Okay.
You can just edit directly. You don't have to use suggest mode. Unless you,
Yeah, I'm gonna go with suggesting.
Suggest mode is usually if you know you're monkeying with someone else's text and you're not sure or whatever. Otherwise, we want to minimize the duplication of effort, and just editing directly. We still end up embodying the collective intelligence. If you put something in that somebody wants to delete, they'll suggest it's deleted. You know, getting people comfortable with collaborating this way is a challenge. And, you know,
Yeah, there's a whole culture to it.
It's something different. It's
Yeah, that's a good way to describe it. This is a cultural shift. You know, that's that's what I'm. We're creating our cooperative culture. Is this, and the tools and how to use the tools is all part of that.
right. And every team doesn't have to use the same tools in the same way. But the thing is, they have a way.
Yeah.
In order for them to have this emergent being,
Mm-hmm.
they have to all follow the same habits in the habitat. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And it can, you know, they can decide what those are. You know, I'm just making a suggestion here, and it's based on working with a lot of groups collaborating. This is the best tool I found.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But I'm certainly glad to consider a better tool.
Yeah, I guess what I'm trying to do in the composition here, and I'm a poor composer. I'm very spotty. Sometimes the words are right there and other times they're just not there.
Yeah, if you click on the picture of the person or their, you know, their name,
Yeah.
anonymous is in here. Somebody's not logged in.
Those could be me in different, I don't really know.
Yeah, well, I posted the link in governance, so it could be anybody.
Yeah.
But you can see where they are by clicking on it. You want to watch where they are. I want to see what you're doing and click on it. You're looks like you're just at the beginning there.
Yep.
I thought you were oh, here. That's cooperative. Our chain is, okay. And you're in suggest mode. That's fine.
Cool. Still looking for the words.
Because, you know, it's the buddy system. It's the 4 eyes rule. Okay, when somebody else comes in and says check, then you know you didn't, there's no faux pas there. And it's part of Agile. It's part of, it's one of the where many times you have two, you always have 2 people assigned to a task. And they have, you know, they both say it's done in order for it to be done. The more normal way of doing that is having a code review process. But you don't get the same collective intelligence when somebody just reviews it. You actually have 2 people participating in creating it, you end up with a better solution. Okay, and you know, and I actually just accept these without reading them. Boy, oh boy, you took out all my good stuff.
It just seemed a little buzzy because we don't want to, we want to, I think we want to be as direct as possible.
I don't know about that.
Okay.
That should have been a little more critical.
Go back and put it back in.
How do I put it back in?
See, that's the question. I think we have to, I think in edit, let's see, your file has version history. So you can go back into.
Okay, what is the context of this thing? That's what I'm trying to tell. The context of this document. Okay, and that's why I put in why people are, what is the reason this document
we can go back to a prior version, or here's the.
Yeah, no, I'll just selectively put the stuff back in, and then we, and what the right thing to do probably is would be to make a comment, but yeah, I just should have paid more attention.
Because I guess part of my point is that this is just the normal course of business. It's not about the financial crisis, and I don't think that we should be motivated by the financial crisis to engage in the governance and activity of the co-op, because it's going to be necessary whether there's money or not.
Yeah, what I figured was this call to action would be changed. We would change the name of it at some point.
Yeah.
But for now, we're telling, we're basically telling the members that it's up to them now.
Okay, I see both points. Jim kind of comes from the aspect that there's a sense of urgency given the financial condition, that hey, this is a community effort driven, that we need to pull together and move it. And I understand Rich's point that it's that we're creating a culture here. This is what we're doing is part of the democratic process, and it'll be ongoing. So both aspects, I understand of both.
But this is why I was hesitating to get involved in editing the document, because I don't want to clip the effort.
Well, we don't, this just needs some discussion. That's all we need to figure out.
I looked at the edits, and the edits are a good way to review what kind of thinking has gone into the document. And Steve, I noticed you took yourself off the DApp developers, and I wasn't here when you did that. What is your thinking there?
Oh, I was in suggest mode. So I went in and put myself in edit mode and re-added myself.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you took yourself off. Okay, I understand now.
Yeah.
So that sentence was never finished, huh?
Sorry, what are you referring to now? What was never finished?
See the rest of that sentence. Just kind of, that was like a half a thought. Right? I know, I remember typing the rest of it, but it's not there.
Oh, in like has been well,
So
I'm trying to find your screen.
in the light of the code screen, and I should get out of suggestion mode here.
Okay, yeah, I'm looking at if you go back to the version, it shows what I deleted, so I could recite it to you while you're live.
Yeah, this is what you deleted. I went back to the version.
Yeah, so community into, just finish
Where
the
did you
word,
find that?
into creating a decentralized, scalable, agile organization of members.
How come I didn't see that in the history?
I don't know. It's in my version of the history. It might have been maybe pulled up an earlier one.
Into
Creating a decentralized, scalable, agile
Organization of members.
there you go.
Jim, click on the June 15, 7:47 a.m. edit.
well, that's okay. We got it back now.
Okay.
You look at it. Okay, I think stating our purpose here is important. Okay. Members are willing I mean, what I was saying was members willing to commit effort in light of our task with mobilizing the community into creating a decentralized, scalable, agile organization of members. There could be better wording, but there should be some. We should state the purpose.
I'll reconstruct what you had there. Let me get to your screen.
Yeah, I mean, you could in suggest mode, you can just select the whole thing and put in your alternative, whatever. And we'll see if it makes the mustard. This is the context of this document, of this, why, and in the email that we're sending out, we're going to ask members to join the call to action. And this should be a call to action in my view. Okay, I think you have a different idea of the purpose of the document. And I agree, this document is the beginning of something else. It's the beginning of a plan, of an execution, or a function. It's a current state document. And in my 50 years in projects, those that maintained the current state document were a lot more successful than those that didn't. And if we do maintain a current state document cooperatively, it's not that much work for any one of us. We don't have to hire a full-time documentarian the way we do in industry to make poor documentation. Here we can get good documentation that embodies a collective intelligence of where we are, of what our current state. So maybe I should call this instead of June 2019 here, I'll call it current state. I don't know if that clarifies my intention at all.
Members who want our
What did I do?
Okay, I restored the paragraph as it was. We've added one line at the top.
I don't know what you mean.
The document, I had made suggested changes and you had ticked them and it changed the opening paragraph, and I have restored it to how it was from the history.
Okay.
And gentlemen, I'm sorry, I had an hour this morning and this wasn't the most effective hour, but it was a learning hour for me. I appreciate it. And I'm going to look at these documents and continue the work.
Yeah. Okay. And this is office hours. So really, this is what I brought to the table. Then it would be your turn if you were going to stay around. If we knew you were leaving, we could have asked you what you were doing, and then we just go around the table. And
Great.
And it's Dan's, and he's not even here, but he does the same thing. He calls it, what is it called? Community
Jam session.
Yeah, it's not, but it's something else. Do we have a calendar here today? Community building office hours.
Mm.
And usually it's about Rolang or
Yeah.
awesome stuff that Dan's doing.
Dan was in the CoLab Discord asking if we wanted to work on a couple of projects that he was working on, and I don't think anybody got back with him, so he's just on his own this morning.
I think Steve, I don't know if
Yeah.
he said anything, but he said that he had already covered. Did you do that privately, Steve?
Yeah, he was working on items that we essentially gone over before. So he said, if it's just going to be a review, don't worry about it.
Right. I mean, so basically, if Joshy or Isaac or Thomas Love were here, or some of the other regulars, and they wanted to review that, he would have come on board.
Right.
And I suppose we didn't ask you, Gary, because you weren't here yet. But we could ask him to join if you want to go review that stuff, Gary.
No, I don't need to go over that again.
All right, Rich.
Thanks, guys.
Yep. Have a good day. Enjoy your weekend.
Thank you for joining. Really appreciate it.
Yes.
See you soon.
Bye.
Let's see.
So, what's on your mind, Steve? Anything?
What's on my mind? Let's see here. Well, no, I just kind of showed up to see if there was anything Dan was working on. Nothing in particular.
Gary?
Yeah, I've been looking at this Node.js file. Wait, let me see if I can find it.
How come it's all blue? Oh, you're looking at the history.
So this this server.js for Node, this is just kind of a primitive web chat engine.
Oh, okay. I never heard of it.
Yeah.
There's almost so many applications that you call it server.js.
Exactly. But this one sets up a little primitive chat server, and with just a few command line instructions, you can pull this thing up, and it posts a little message on a web page, hello world, and then you can start building your chat. And so I'm thinking of using something like this as a platform for a chat room where people can conduct transactions.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking about kind
You
of a
realize that it's almost impossible to get people to use a new tool, which is why we're on Discord and not Mattermost. Why would you not just use Mattermost? Okay, which has rich functionality. It has Markdown. It has the social ledger. It has um, uh, flagged items, replies structures. It has the ephemeral messages, so that when you're interacting with stuff, you're not necessarily cluttering the whole chat stream. It seems like starting over and building a chat is kind of
Well, here, let Gary finish with what Gary, what was your end game, or ultimately, what was your vision of using this tool?
Yeah, my vision is to come up with a universal gaming engine so that people can join these chat rooms and then turn over the chat room to a bot that would enforce the rules of whatever game people had, submitted to the engine, and it would enable, deposit of assets, so that the bot could move assets within the channel, depending on the outcome of the games.
Okay.
Overlaps a lot of the other stuff that's going on in the collectives, and certainly something that you're trying to emulate what is done with I don't know.
Now, a question: would this utilize Thomas Slav's recent tool that he created for the client-side server of using Rolang and gRPC?
Yes, I think so. I'm not really up to speed on gRPC yet, but yes, Thomas Favre's discussion was very instrumental in getting me to start thinking about this idea. I realized that in these turn-based games,
Now, are you saying gains or games with an M? With the
games,
games, okay,
a
that's what
gaming engine,
gaming engine.
that
So
is
this,
universal, and rules can just be submitted to it, and then once the rules are submitted to it, the games proceed based on the rules under the control of the DAP.
so this looks like a Discord app. It's not a chat app. It's a
No,
Discord.
this is your server.js.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Yeah, but I'm also using your robot engine to I'm basically wanting to do exactly what you did, but the Discord connection in it is now silent. I mean, you see what I'm saying? I could take the whole Discord business out and just replace that with a web page that runs a little primitive chat window on it, and
Yeah.
gives you some buttons on the screen that allows you to make bets, fold.
Yeah.
So
Well, this is a good. It sounds like a great learning exercise for you independently, but in order to, cooperate with the larger effort, I would think that you would want to use Mattermost as your chat engine rather than develop one on your own. I mean, we know Mattermost isn't the ultimate answer, but, I don't think you're planning to write the ultimate chat engine either.
No, not at all. I want a very primitive chat engine and just want to use something like this as my as the platform for all the other stuff to happen in. And you're right. I thought about this, doing it on Discord or Mattermost.
Yeah. Well, obviously, we have to choose what's now and what's next and what our ultimate goal is. Okay. And unfortunately, what's now is three things. It's Discord, which we don't like. It's Mattermost, which has a lot more of the functionality we need. And then there's Keybase, which is secure.
Yeah. Now, Keybase is also another possible route for something like this to go.
Well, I'm investigating that further, I hope, when I'm in New York for the rest of the month till July 4th. I've been trying to meet with Johnny Dabrowski. He keeps promising me that we're going to meet. He's going to send me a document. I don't know the program yet. I'm going to be talking on identity, governance, and I don't know. What did he say? And social ledger, right? and promoting our chain and Dig Life at NYU. The camp participants. But I know Johnny's got some effort in place that is working on bots in Keybase chat. You familiar with that, Steve?
No, I'm not.
It's awesome. I mean, it's a system for setting up an identity on the blockchain.
Have we ever showed you this, Steve?
I'm not sure. I don't recall. I remember just hearing about and discussing Keybase, but outside of that.
Oh, I'm still sharing my screen. Hold on. So here we are on Keybase, and here's a chat room. We've got a Dig Life chat room, a Rolang chat room, and we could go and look at my identity page out here on the web. So you see, these are all the teams that I've formed here: the Tracery, Dig Life, Twitter bots, and Rolang. And then these two are by invitation. Anybody can join these two. Here are all my proofs of identity. So here's my Twitter account, and if you go to that, you can view my proof that I actually own this Twitter account. Why didn't it do anything? Oh, there it is. Okay. So what it does, when I gave them access to my Twitter account, they posted my public key.
Okay.
On Twitter. Now, if you go back to,
so basically these are very strong identities.
Yeah.
Know who you're talking to.
Right.
I have proof on my GitHub account, my Reddit account, my Hacker News, and then I have some addresses that I control here. So we've got encrypted files that we can share here. There's our team.
Using the planetary file system. Why do I keep forgetting what that is?
Now here's my wallet, and I can send and receive on my wallet. These are real tokens.
Right.
On the Stellar network.
Those are dollars.
Yeah.
They're pegged to $1.
I'm not sure what the get is there. I don't know what that means. Okay. But anyway, and we can also run bots on there, which is I know the least about that, and that's what I'm hoping Johnny will start talking to us about.
Yeah, we need to get hooked up with his group that's doing that.
Do they have a Discord or Mattermost or anything?
I don't know. I've been inviting,
he hasn't invited us to any special groups on Keybase.
To some extent, I'm worried it's unreliable. He keeps saying he got really excited when he saw my MacRobot article. And he wants to program, the process orchestration for the bots, which he's working with a lot of artificial intelligence stuff, automatic knowledge acquisition, he's got his hands into all that shit. And I think that's, what most of this thing in New York's going to be about. Too bad you can't come, Gary.
Yeah, no, it's something like that's a possibility, but I would need longer notice, and my health hasn't been good lately, so I wouldn't be taking any trips right now anyway. But yeah, try to get the feel for where things are going there, and maybe we can catch a wave with them or something.
So my Bluetooth died.
What is this Johnny's relationship with Keybase? Is he associated with Keybase somehow, or no?
Johnny's with Inspiral. Okay, the sort of famously a decentralized organization. Where are they? New Zealand. They do Lumio.
Oh, okay.
They have a bunch of companies. The Hum. They develop patterns, successful patterns for decentral organizations.
Okay.
I try to follow.
Right.
They've studied hundreds of co-ops and communities. They're sort of the experts, in the field. And Johnny was part of the scenario community.
Okay.
And
what's Johnny's last name?
Dabrowski. I wish I could keep getting these twangs in my back. I've got to get more exercise. I haven't been swimming.
Where are you?
My swimming pool. So I'll spend time at her place and get some therapy for my back.
Where are you staying in New York?
Well, I'm not staying in New York.
Oh.
I don't think. I didn't really get. I'm trying to, stay on a budget. So I'm staying with Gurinder. I don't know if you know Gurinder. He hasn't been around much. He's one of my colleagues in the area.
I remember the name.
Maybe only one night, whatever. Oh, here it is. I'm staying with family in New Jersey.
Gotcha.
So,
how will you go up to New York or New Jersey? Will you take a train?
Flying up. Going up to Trenton, which is near my daughter Michelle. And that was $110.
Oh, nice.
Except they charge you for a carry-on bag, which I have to bring. And I think they charge you $40 for that. So not that good. Actually, American comes out less because they don't charge you for the bag. I think they had for 135, but they didn't have what was the problem? Well, I may just have been too late to get the American. In fact, I was originally going to go out like on the 28th, and I could get American both ways. I was going to talk on the 29th, and the last minute they changed it to next week. So, you know, had to book the last minute, and all I could get was Frontier. Uh, uh, so I think it's great that you're digging into JavaScript, Gary. Very valuable skill.
Yeah, that was a major hurdle for me, and sorry I put it off so long. JavaScript is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty dangerous. And this is why, you know, what Dan is doing is with his is no, I mean, very powerful. JavaScript's very powerful, and it has the power for you to make it safe.
Yeah.
You know, it's powerful but not safe. But you can use that power to make it safe, and that's sort of an amazing thing about it.
You know, one observation I've made in my own growth as someone who is interested in dApps and development is how big a hurdle becoming comfortable with GitHub is.
Oh, yeah, that's a bitch.
And all the different sessions I've had with you and other people trying to get me up to speed on GitHub have just kind of just gone right over my head. And it was a very I was using a web-based editor, and I was making all these edits, and then accidentally closing my window and losing all my changes. And I said, "Oh, I can't do this anymore. I've got to bite the bullet and start using GitHub and editing my own files so that I can control them." And just, you know.
Oh, you know, I mean, you can, you know, I mean, the best way to do that is to, you know, is to do it in a work study where we can put our heads together and do it. Right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I've learned from these work studies. I mean, there's no doubt. But I find that my memory is not all that good anymore. So I have to be able to.
You have to be typing it. You're doing it yourself for yourself in the work study. If you're just watching, you know, there is some monkey see, monkey do, but it takes like 3 times before you can get it. And if you forget it before you do it again, it's not going to sink in.
When do you leave for New York?
Monday morning, I have to charge this my new Bluetooth. Hopefully that'll work. I need it for the trip. I picked it up at Walmart this morning. I don't know what this is. Have any idea what this little washer is for? That's an alternate earpiece, I guess. Yeah, different size earpiece. Joe, did you want to do something with submit your stuff to GitHub now?
Say again?
You want to push your stuff to GitHub now, or?
No, but yes, I eventually I want to do that. But I'm still working on what I learned the other day when you were showing me how to push robot back to GitHub. And so I was following along and I understand about the .env file and how to exclude that from the push and all that. And so all that is real detailed in this chat room server.js file that I was showing you. And so I'm going to go through that step by step and see if I can get it right. And if I can't, then I'm going to come back in a chat room and see if we can't figure out why I can't push it correctly.
Okay. Yay. My Bluetooth is charging. It looks like it's blue. Doesn't that mean it already has a full charge? I don't know. Oh.
Yeah, usually those things come out of the box charged up these days.
Yeah.
At least with enough to get them started.
Yeah, what was it I got the other day? It had no charge at all when out of the box. It was totally dead. And I guess, yeah, it was one of those 5-in-1.
What?
Battery,
Oh.
jumper, air compressor, no power supply, no trouble light things. So it's a heavy battery.
Oh yeah, that one would probably take some deep charging before you get that to work.
Yeah.
That's not a lithium battery. That's a dry cell or something, right?
I don't know.
Hmm.
I assumed it would be lithium, but it is pretty heavy. It could be.
I don't know. Lead acid or something.
Could be. But it doesn't have any servicing capability like the lead acid battery normally would.
Yeah. It could be lithium.
And in that case, they probably don't ship it charged because it could be a fire hazard.
Yeah, the little vape pens and things, they're not going to cause too much damage, but a big one that's got that much power could really heat something up.
Yeah, well, I saw one of the you see that video or a guy had a vape pen or something in his pocket.
Oh yeah.
And he had change in his pocket and shorted it. And it was like fireworks went off in his pants.
There's actually not too long ago right here in Fort Worth, someone was going into a vape shop to get supplies and pulled out his vape pen. It blew up in his face and killed him.
Oh, geez.
Shot a piece of the vape pen through his head.
Scary. I don't know how that happened.
I've been thinking about the idea, you know, when I set up one of these web servers with Node.js, I give up my IP address, don't I? To the people I give the link to.
Well, yeah. Do you have a fixed IP address?
No, but I'm just saying in theory.
In theory, yeah, exposing your IP address is kind of dangerous. I don't know if you remember back in the scenario days, we used to set up SSH channels. We'd set up tunnels from the person's local machine to the server, like robot.net. And then so that it would be, you would get a port on robot.net, like port 1234 would be Gary's server. Or you might have one on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 also. So you would have a tunnel for each one, so that they would always be going to robot.net and not your local IP address.
Okay.
And because we still have Google documents of all our notes from the scenario days, I could probably do a search in Google Docs and find out the exact commands we used.
Yeah, I got to think about that some more. I'm thinking about the idea of automated provisioning of web servers, so that we could maintain a little bit of privacy.
Well, what, I mean, privacy.
Well, being able to put up a web server on an anonymous IP address, so it's not.
Well, I mean, the way that we're doing it now is we're deploying them from Code Sandbox, and you know, there's several. I mean, there's a bunch of services where, for low volume, you can do free deployments of stuff.
Okay. But still, that centralizes somewhat.
Yeah, you're using a third-party service,
Right.
which, if you want to, you know, but you're still using GitHub and running this, you know, developing the stuff. I mean, you can develop locally or remotely and deploy the stuff for free on somebody else, and that gives you the sort of the privacy. No. I was thinking of maybe doing a little roll line, but I think we've been long enough here.
Okay. Well,
yeah.
I'm going to take off, and you guys have a wonderful weekend. Jim, I hope you have a good trip, and I'm sure you'll be checking in with us while you're up there.
Yeah, less available, but I'll be around most days.
All right. Well, if there's anything I can do to take up some of your slack, let me know. I can start meetings and things like that, and in your absence, if you're tied up.
Monday, Holy Mackerel Monday. I invited a JavaScript coach guy to come Monday, and I probably won't be there.
At which meeting? What time? 4 o'clock?
That's the 4 p.m. one.
Yeah.
I didn't hear from him as to whether he's going to make it, but he did say he wanted to come. His name is, he was actually John Beezer.
John what?
Beezer, Beezer, John Beezer. He
Okay.
joined the collab and he joined the open learning collective. So, you know, I exposed him to some of the stuff. I still have to. He also knows some PHP. So I was thinking that he could help maintain /dig. We can actually maybe fix some things, maybe make some improvements to /dig.
You mentioned that he didn't have any Node.js experience.
Right.
I only have Node.js experience. I mean, to me,
Right. But you, like me, you probably have to do a lookup every time you want to find out what the JavaScript function is to do something, right?
Absolutely, yes.
He uses JavaScript constantly.
Gotcha. So he's a JavaScript pro. He knows what Node.js is. He's just not an expert in Node.js.
Yeah, well, he runs it. You know, he runs it in the browser.
Gotcha.
Okay, and the portal is all run in the browser. Doesn't use Node.js at all.
Yes.
So, you know, it's useful on, so porting the portal to our chain would be a good task for him.
Cool. Okay, well, I'll have some stuff to play with in case he doesn't show up. But yeah, I'll be there at 4 o'clock. And maybe I can, if he shows up and lets it be known that he's going to be there, we can promote it a bit.
All right, and Audie will be there, no doubt.
Yeah.
So I don't know what you want to do. Well, you're the boss.
Sure. We can all decide on what we want to do, but if he shows up, we'll go with what he wants to show us.
Right. So I guess in the social ledger channel, we have the GitHub repository for the PHP, which you can look at and play with in open learning. And we have the portal, but that's, you know, the areas that we can use them in immediately, as well as, you know, just being the guy who knows JavaScript, you know, for any, you know, even if we're doing Node, you can learn Node.
Yeah.
But he doesn't seem to be too fast to respond, I guess because he just joined Discord, probably doesn't check in very often.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Well, that'll hold me for a few days. I'll see everybody soon. Good chatting.
Take care.
Yep. Have a good day, Gary.
Okay, so I'll end. Nothing else?
Nope. Nothing else.
Thanks for coming, guy.
All right, Jim. Have a good day. Enjoy your
Bye.
weekend. See you.
Bye-bye.